it's about vampires, ostensibly, but underneath it's actually about the reunification of Germany, but it's funny. Welcome into the Bro 4 Squad podcast. This is episode 47. I am your host, the mayor, Jeff Hornacek. Let's go around and meet the fellow bros. Thank you guys for checking us out. We're just a bunch of bros who like to talk movies. First off, to the mad scientist, Brian Banner, who last I checked still owes me $15. Banner, any chance I can get that tonight?
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
It's pretty straightforward. You owe me fucking money. I would.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that I don't owe you fucking money because we never actually fucked.
All right. And next, into the paint with our own enforcer, Matt Geiger. Geiger, last weekend you and I auditioned for a reality TV show about two friends who get to compete for the affection of Emma Watson. We haven't heard back. You think there's still a chance we got the part?
No, actually, I heard from her lawyers today, and he advised us we shouldn't ever send her letters ever again. So we might have to send that over to Cycly, actually.
Okay, that makes sense because I got a text from him at 3 p.m. It just said, dude, stop.
Yeah,
I didn't know what he was talking about.
That might be related.
You know what's funny is I got the same text, but I wasn't at the audition with you guys. So who knows what I did.
God, we got some. It's like that scene in The Hangover where she goes, "What's wrong with you guys?" And he goes, "So much." All right, if this is your first time listening to our show, welcome. Thanks for checking us out. We break our show down into 3 segments. The first one is the most important thing in any bro's life, and that is chest day. So, as I'm sure you know, Avengers Infinity War has come and gone, arrived in theaters. Shameless plug. Definitely check out our review. I promise you'll be entertained since we almost killed each other on it. But now we're left wondering, as Ricky Bobby says in Talladega Nights, what do I do with my hands? And of the movies left in 2018, guys, what do we still have to look forward to outside of the obvious massive tentpole films like Deadpool, Solo, Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, etc.? Banner, we'll go to you first. There's kind of that feeling like after something awesome happens, you've been looking forward to, like, what's the next thing we look forward to? So where's your mind at right now looking at the rest of the summer and the year for movies?
I'm super excited for Incredibles 2.
Yes.
I have been excited for that for 10 years, pretty much since Incredibles came out. I've wanted a sequel, and we're finally getting it. I think that...
Is it just called Incredibles 2, or is it called, like, Incredibles?
It's just called Incredibles 2.
Incredibles 2, I think.
That's fine.
So I'm super excited about it. I think that they actually did their due diligence and put some thought into it. So
Is that Jack?
Yes, that's definitely Jack. That's our own little baby Banner on the pod for the first time. She's eating like crazy.
I'm gonna ask a question that I already know the answer to. Is Samuel L. Jackson coming back in the sequel?
Of course he is.
Yeah, okay.
He paid them $30 to be in it.
What if there was a report that he actually turned down the opportunity to return?
He was in the trailer.
That's why it took 10 years to get it to be made. Samuel Jackson was a driving force. He's like, guys, we got to do another one.
That trailer is hilarious. It looks awesome.
Yeah, The Incredibles was a movie that I don't want to say it has gotten a cult following, but I don't remember it being this popular when it came out in theaters. And then like the last 5 to 8 years, people have been like, dude, a lot of people say it's their favorite Pixar movie, which is pretty lofty praise. It's a great film, but that's like to give it that title is pretty impressive.
It's definitely a top 2 or 3 for me.
Is
Jeff,
it better
I'm
than
throw the ball back to you?
No.
I didn't read the show notes on this one, so I don't know what you picked, and I don't want to step on any toes.
God, that's just so respectful of you. See, if we were on that date with Emma Watson right now, she'd be like, "Oh, Matt Geiger, that's actually really sweet. I think that
I
that
also
is
like
really
cats, so I don't know.
like, oh well, I'm more of a dog person, but that's all right." And you're like, "Fuck, I got too aggressive."
Damn it!
All right, if Nate
Cats.
Thurman,
Why'd I say that?
it's not even true. I'm allergic. If Nate Thurmond, good friend of the pod, is out there listening, this movie looks like absolute dog shit, but I am so excited to see it. And that's Skyscraper with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. It's basically Die Hard, except not good, and The Rock has a prosthetic leg. Because that's the only way it's a fair fight for the bad guys, is if he's working with 3
How dare you compare this to Die Hard?
That's what they're going for, is all that I'm saying. I said it looks like Die Hard, but shitty.
A lot of movies have went for Die Hard and fell flat on their face. Just say that.
Another one that I actually didn't even know was coming out until like a week and a half ago, and I tweeted about this at Bro4 Squad, is The Equalizer 2 with Denzel Washington. I fucking loved the first Equalizer.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Denzel Washington kills every Russian person in the United States, even if they weren't part of the Russian mob. Like, we can't risk it, you know? We just have to take them all out. And the second one looks like now since he's killed all the Russians here, he's like, well, now we have to go to Russia, right? Because that's where the rest of them are. And I love the first one of those. And then the last one, this is kind of cheating and going against the chest day topic of like not the big tentpole films, but I was totally out on Venom until this last trailer. I'm back in. Like,
yes, I was in since day one. You can go back and check tape on that. I've been in since day one. I think that's
I've jumped off the bandwagon. Now I'm the dude like running alongside, like asking for you to hold your hand out to let me back up, and you're like, I don't think you deserve it.
That's out in October, right?
It is, yeah.
Cool.
So Geiger, anything?
Let me guess what yours is.
Okay.
Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again.
Let's do.
No, that came in third though. Just to come off Jeff's, and I know this is a big one, and I know that everyone, including me, is really down on DC right now, but I think Aquaman with James Wan, I think it's going to be dark, and I think they're actually going to give Momoa a lot more to do. I wish this movie would have came out before Justice League, even though Justice League would have still been a piece of shit. I think we just would have gotten a little more Aquaman and not been so down on him. The movie I'm going to talk about, and I'm going right back into Venom, I think October is going to be huge. I'm ready for this Halloween reboot.
Me too, man.
If you know anything about me, you know that once Shiner Cheer comes out, I drink a 6-pack and watch Home Alone. The last day of school, I'll watch Heavyweights and I'll watch Days of Confused. During the U.S. Open, I'll watch Tin Cup. And I love when October comes around, there needs to be a scary movie, like a good scary movie. Jigsaw kind of fell flat this last October. We haven't had a really good Halloween movie for a while. And I think that they did this right. I even kind of like the zombie one just because I'm a huge Rob Zombie fan. But I'm really intrigued by this. I think Jamie Lee Curtis is back. So it's going to be interesting. And I'm definitely going to go see it because that's honestly my favorite. I don't know if you call it a scary movie, but slasher, horror, whatever. The original Halloween is fantastically done by John Carpenter.
I mean, it scares the shit out of me. That's for sure.
Dude, I totally agree. I think a lot of people... Horror is
it's hard to do.
I think it is, but it's become even more polarizing the past few years. Like, unless you're a horror fan, like it's tough to get the casual person into the theater for a horror movie. But I think this is one. Geiger, you always talk about like cross-generational movies. I think I might even be able to get like maybe my mom to go see this. Probably not, but she always talks about the original and how fucking scary it was. So this is that's a really good one. That's kind of
my mom loves the original Halloween. She watches it every Halloween. The original. I got her DVD for it for Christmas. She loves that movie.
That's awesome. Your mom's braver than I am because that one, when he breaks out of the closet, I still piss my pants. All right, guys, that does it for our chest day topic. No protein shake today, just because we just are fucking lazy. I don't have to explain myself to you. So now we move on to our question and answer segment. But first, God. That sounds like Oz the Great and Powerful just drank 6 brews.
That's kind of a premature bra.
Are you trying to ask us a question, Brian?
Bruh. You even left? Bruh?
And that takes us to our question and answer segment, Do You Even Lift, Bruh? Where we go cherry pick our favorite questions from across the internet and read them here on our show.
Bruh.
Our first question, comes to us from Steve Calderon at Steve Calderon 85, who asks, which of these non-Disney animated films from the 80s and 90s era would you love to see get the live action treatment and why? And he mentions An American Tail, Land Before Time, Ferngully, Anastasia, and The Iron Giant. Now, first off, I don't know if I was talking to one of you guys about this or someone else, but there are literally 16 Land Before Time movies.
Yeah, we were talking about that off pod of the last Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode. You guys should go check out our reviews on those. I had no idea there were so many of them. I think I've seen like 4.
They almost have so many of them that like it goes through all the Jurassic and prehistoric period to like modern day. That's basically.
You just got Littlefoot
somewhere
like
out
chilling
there-
in New York City.
Somewhere out there, Dom Toretto's listening to us right now. He's like, only 16, huh? Like he's gonna make 20 Fast and Furious. They only made 16 of those. Those are good movies.
Guess they never went to space. Like, no, they fucking didn't, Dom. Anyway, this is an awesome question from Steve because we are 90s kids and we talk about this shit all the time. It's a badge of honor that we wear on our sleeve. Banner, we'll go to you first. Any of these movies jump out that you want to see get the live action treatment like Disney's doing with a lot of their films, or do you have any from off the radar?
I would love Iron Giant to be made off of your list there. I think that would be awesome. I love the story. I think it'd be really cool to get kind of a modernized big ass robotic giant and a dude just chilling on his shoulder. It's a
How would you do that real quick? Would you do it like he's CGI'd? Would you do it like mocap? Would you do it like they're probably going to do The Lion King where it's like in a real world but like everything is...
Yeah, I think you would have to do it mocap. But well, I don't
Would you
know. I
want
think it would
Vin
have to be
Diesel to
actually
come
no. I
back?
think it'd have to be CGI because you still have to have the Iron Giant be more robotic and more kind of. So I think it'd have to be.
That was a
CGI.
great impression of the Iron Giant, by the
Thank
way.
you. Also,
thought I
I know
was
this is a
talking-
Disney movie, but I would love, and I've said this on another pod. I don't remember which one because I'm pretty drunk right now. But Hunchback of Notre Dame. I wish they could do a live action Hunchback of Notre Dame. I think that would.
They gotta be. That's gotta be in their plans, right? Because that makes perfect sense.
If they're doing a Mulan one, Hunchback's got to be in their
yeah,
arsenal.
it has to be.
They could make that scary as shit, dude. Like
For
the
sure
little
they
gargoyle
could.
guys. Oh my gosh, I just thought of my other answer. All right, Geiger, you go next because
Well, I was gonna take yours because I'll leave it to you.
Do it.
But honestly, this has been way overdone. They've done so many shitty '90s things as we're kids. Like they have to do a Gargoyles live action fucking movie. I'm
Yep.
surprised they haven't.
Yep.
I know that was more of a Saturday morning cartoon, but it actually was a movie because it came with a game.
It was a movie
Yep.
first, right?
Oh, dude, I had that movie
I
and
think
that
it was-
game.
I think it was a show first, and then they made a movie of it.
The movie is the prequel to the show.
They had a really hot brunette reporter who was animated. I don't know why I thought she was hot when I was 8. I was fucked up. My bad. There's a couple more. I mean, American Tail, when you brought that up, I like Five Goes West better. Check out me and Jeff's movie commentary on that one. And this is kind of cheating because there's actually a real actor in this, but I think they should redo the Page Master with all the CGI they have now.
Oh,
That'd be
God,
kind of
yes.
fucking badass, actually.
Dude, yes.
Actually, fuck it. Bring back Culkin. Why not? Just have him
Yeah,
heroined out.
De-age him. Or yeah, now he's...
No,
you know,
don't you should make it a sequel. Let's do it. Come on.
Just a
no.
continued
Start it
story.
right now. Just start the tweet. Bring back the Page Master. Hashtag start on Bro 4 Squad. Jeff, what do you think?
All right, so going back to Steve's question on this list. So Anastasia, I didn't really like the animated movie as a kid.
No,
But picture like a live action movie, you do it dark and give me like Daniel Day-Lewis as Rasputin. Holy fucking shit. Right? That would be
know.
scary.
I
That
don't.
cost so much money to get him, but yeah, maybe.
Well, he claims he's retired.
How many
but,
how many
if-
cobbler shoes would you have to buy to get him to do that movie?
Probably like 11. One I do really want to see, and I know Geiger and I love this movie. Check out our movie commentary on it. But piggybacking off one of the ones Steve mentioned is An American Tail, Fievel Goes West. I think that would be really cool to do. But again, I don't know how you mix the CGI because like there's no humans really in it. So I'm not 100% sure how that would work. But it'd be worth a
No,
shot.
that's what makes it fun, though.
All right, our next question comes to us from Jay Scott St. Clair. I think we've had a couple of his questions on the show before because they're always awesome. At Jay Scott for Real, who asks, kind of similar to the one we just did, which Saturday morning cartoons would you like to see get the live action blockbuster treatment? Now, I took this one as like not the ones that had movies, but these might be ones that are like deep cuts from the 90s. All right, so I can't remember what episode it's on, but I pitched a Doug live action movie.
I'm
If I
pretty sure
can
that was Geiger.
Don't fucking do this.
I'm pretty sure that was Geiger.
Because the show will stop dead and I'll bite you.
It was
One
all
I-
of our ideas.
I think we all came up with it. One I actually would like to see. Do you guys remember the show Freakazoid
Of course.
on WB?
Yeah.
I want that done in like a Deadpool, because he basically is like Deadpool. He breaks the fourth wall the whole time and talks to the audience. I want that done like a Deadpool movie, but rated R. I think that would be a really good one.
It's kind of like
Geiger, how about-
Animaniacs. They do the same thing.
I actually think he
Animaniacs
was
is
like
great.
on Animaniacs, like he would cut into the show and then it
Yeah.
would be Zoid.
So I'm gonna go kind of off the page here because technically this is not 90s, but we watched it in the 90s and stuff. They didn't fuck up Flintstones. The first one was good, but they need to make a Jetsons movie. I really think
Yeah.
they need to. I know that cartoon was technically probably made in the 70s or 80s, but every 90s kid watched that on Boomerang.
Yep.
And a Jetsons movie, I think you would have to rate it R because kids now don't even know what the fuck it is, but make it like really raunchy and shit and make Jane just hot as fuck like she was in the cartoon. Like that, I think that would be really good, especially with CGI. Kind of have fucking James Gunn direct it. That'd be great.
I
Just
think
kind of
I
a
actually
space
disagree with that needs to
classic.
be a movie. I think they should make that a Netflix show, live action Netflix show. Do it like a
Oh, I'm cool with that too.
yeah. Do like a 10 episode series of it or something like that, like a Lost in Space kind of a thing.
They brought back so much stuff. I mean, even like a Johnny Bravo movie or something like that, which after I say that, I just think that'd be the biggest flop of the summer. So I'm going to take back what I just said, but maybe
Dude, how-
a Jetsons movie, I'm definitely going to
Guaranteed it would be The Rock or John Cena as Johnny Bravo. That's
Absolutely.
take
Oh,
that.
100%. I didn't even know that was up for debate.
He's probably already been attached to it, even though it's not happening. Banner, you got anything?
So kind of going along your guys' lines off of Geiger's Doug movie idea, I think Rugrats Go to College would be funny.
Go to hell. Well,
They
so
did
they
it
did the all grown
All
up.
grown
were
up, and
they
they
in
were in
high
high school. Yeah, but make it almost like a Van Wilder, or like a Super Bad with Chucky and Tommy
Chucky's-
being best
Chucky's
friends
still a
going to
virgin.
college.
Yeah. Phil and Lil. Lil is clearly a lesbian.
Dude, yeah, actually them just being 40 though and just like hating their life would be cool, where they just all come back for like a barbecue or something. That'd be fucking awesome too. Yeah, but like an adult Rugrats.
like their 20-year high school reunion.
Yeah, and they just all have kids and they work in jobs they fucking hate. And it's just like, dude, it's not like the daycare. Like,
Tommy's
how do you
an
remember that? You
accountant.
were one.
He has to sell the Reptar wagon just to pay rent.
Stu cheated on his mother and now is living with his secretary in a shitty apartment because his mom got the house.
Chucky's still dealing weed to like middle school kids.
What do
Yeah.
you mean still dealing weed? I don't remember that episode.
It was a bonus episode. It's on the DVD box set.
You missed it.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks, J. Scott St. Clair. That was a nice trip down memory lane, even though Banner's memory may be a little bit off. Our next question comes to us from Reagan Lovig at The Rigs, who asks, is there a movie that you consistently work into your regular conversations and or references? For instance, This Is Heavy from Back to the Future frequently makes it into my vocabulary. This is a great one because my girlfriend told me that she used to think Geiger and I were really funny until she realized that we only talked in movie quotes, meaning basically nothing we ever said that was funny was an original thought of ours.
Absolutely not. Nothing at all.
Banner, we'll go to you first. Any movie quotes that make its way into your vernacular on a daily basis?
I say that's sick. That's pretty sick, Chubbs. Like 7 times a day from Happy.
You do
Gilmore.
say that a lot.
I say that
actually.
all the time.
You
Like
say
in
that
a
so
good
much
way.
that-
Like, oh, that's awesome. That's pretty sick, Chubbs. Or I'll say it like, that's fucked up. That's pretty sick, Chubbs. I mean, it can apply in. It's almost like I don't know. It applies in any situation.
You say that so much that when I rewatch Happy Gilmore and see it, for a second I'm like, Banner said, "Oh, he got it from this." Okay, it's almost like you've co-opted it from
Yeah.
Carl Weathers. Geiger, how about you? We probably have the same ones, so.
No, not really. I'm not doing the one I use with you. 21 Jump Street. I use this with my wife all the time, especially in Vegas when I'm like playing craps or on a heater. Like she'll come up in like her dress because she's ready to fucking go out for the night, and I just always say is like, "Hey, you're really hot, you're really slutty, but I gotta shoot people right now." I fucking love that quote.
When he's in the
Channing
limo.
Tatum- Channing Tatum's in the limo, and that girl's trying to give him a blowjob. He's like, "Listen, you're really hot, you're really slutty, but I gotta shoot people right now. Like, I don't have time for this." I say that to my wife all the time. I love that quote.
Really good. You do love that. We have some great ones from 21 Jump Street. We were quoting it today. Two that I have. The first one is, why would that happen in a world? From Orange County, of course, Jack Black.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great line.
No, that's actually Saving Silverman.
Oh, that's right. It is. Fuck.
Oh.
Very easily can you get those two confused.
Somebody was about to comment on that was actually Saving Silverman, guys.
Yeah, that's when he's like, maybe they're talking about Judith. He's like, maybe she was kidnapped. He's like, you think? He's like, no. I mean, why would that happen in a world?
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me. I would have gone back and watched game tape and just beat the shit out of myself.
You should definitely still do that anyway.
Yeah, I probably will. I still deserve it. The other one is no surprise, very common line in pop culture, but it's from Wedding Crashers when Vince Vaughn's being jacked off under the dinner table and he goes, "People helping people." Response to the holy shirts and pants quote that they have. Anytime someone does something for someone else, I say people helping people.
Sounds like a hell of a project.
I'm gonna talk to the Commerce Secretary. That'd be terrific. It was terrific. That was terrific. All right. Thanks, Reagan. That was an awesome question. All right, our last question comes to us from Tracy J. Hutchings at Poet in a Glass, and she asks, what's the one 90s cringeworthy guilty pleasure movie that you might still watch from time to time? Mine is Batman and Robin. Arnold's ice puns, here for it. I chuckle. I mean,
well, watch our
commentary because you will do more than chuckle.
Check out our movie commentary on Batman and Robin when we go back and revisit it. And, it's not as bad as we remembered. It was worse.
Maybe one of the drunkest commentaries we've ever done, besides D2.
I was pretty messed up on D2 and D3.
Yeah, Banner, you got to lock it up for those.
No, I'm still confused. Like, it's a different.
We know. Geiger, we'll go to you first. Any 90s cringeworthy movie that's a guilty pleasure you go back and watch? Like,
this is a perfect question, man, because actually I just came up with one yesterday. I was listening to my local radio station, and they were talking about a 90s movie. The host is kind of our age, about 29 to 32. I totally forgot about Dennis the Menace movie. I watched it yesterday. It still holds up, and it is a fucking great movie. And I'm probably going to – I hate to quote Banner, but I'll probably watch it once a month. If you need – it's actually got a star-studded cast.
Once a month?
Once a month? That's even aggressive for Banner.
Walter Matthau, of course, from Bad News Bears, Leah Thompson from Back to the Future, and Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future and Angels in the Outfield. But it's great, dude. The leading actor in that, I need to look him up and see what he's doing now, because as a kid actor, he was fucking perfect. It is hilarious.
He's definitely eating right now.
That's probably mine, Dennis the Menace.
Dude, that movie used to kind of scare me, like when he's at the campfire with Christopher Lloyd and he's eating the fucking pork and beans with a knife.
Dude, Christopher Lloyd was a creepy dude. When he stabs the apple.
Yeah. And that kid has a Superman cape on his backyard. That could have been any one of us.
Because literally, man, I was watching with my wife. I said, literally, when I was 9, we've talked about this before on the Bro Force Squad at a lot of our 90s movie commentaries. When I was 9, I thought I could kick the shit out of any 40-year-old. Watching the movie, what was the ninja one that we haven't done?
Three Ninjas?
Yeah, Ninjas, like all that. I thought, literally, I could beat the fuck out of a 40-year-old. Why not? I've seen it on TV all day.
Dot the I's, boys. Banner, how about you?
This one's actually not a 90s movie, I don't think. No, there's no way it is. But I go back and I watch Mean Girls like once a year at least. It's a guilty pleasure of mine.
It's a great movie.
Yeah. I don't know what that shouldn't even be a guilty pleasure. It's like if you look at the cast in it, it's like half of SNL, Rachel McAdams.
2004 maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
Somewhere
all right.
around there.
We cheat a lot on the
enough.
show.
It's close.
Tracy, it's a great question.
Like it rounds down to the 90s, okay? It rounds down to
Mine
the 90s.
was in 93, I think. Dennis the Menace came out in 93.
So I'm going to state a really obvious one, Space Jam. Is that even a guilty pleasure movie, though? I feel like the impact on pop culture that has. This is a good fucking movie. Blank Man, any of you guys remember this with Damon Wayans?
Yes. Yeah. That's a great one. Especially any of you guys that love superhero films, you need to watch that. Blank Man is fucking fantastic.
Blank Man is awesome.
I didn't say your next one because you had it wrote down and I actually read the show notes, but I'm really upset.
Okay, well then
I like it too.
I'll give you partial credit then for this next one. And it barely cracks the 90s. It was a 99 release. similar in the vein of Blank Man, but Mystery Men, which is another movie that I think we need to do a commentary on. Greg Kinnear's character, how he's a superhero that has like all these sponsorships on his uniform, is, I think that movie, I fucking hate when people say this because it sounds really pretentious, but I really do think Mystery Men was ahead of its time. Like, it was making fun of a genre that hadn't been popularized and so mainstream.
It wasn't a genre yet.
Yeah, like if that movie came out now, it would be 10 times better appreciated, I feel like.
I'll give one more too before we head out, but this is, I mean, really dark and way down there. But Cabin Boy with Chris Elliott is fucking hilarious. If any of you have seen
That's a deep cut. I do love Chris Elliott, though.
That's when I remember renting when I was 9. I didn't quite get it, and I rewatched it probably about 6 months ago, and I'm like, actually, this is fucked up, but it's a pretty good movie. Definitely, it came out in '94, so any movie that came out in '94 is good.
Yeah,
'94 was a big year.
It's a great year.
Not as big as 2003 or whatever you picked that one question banner, but yeah, it was pretty close.
That's fine.
What was the movie? Said the sequel of it?
Shanghai Nights came out,
which isn't even the fucking original.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine, guys.
Shit.
We've been the Bro Force Squad podcast.
That's my job.
You can take it from
You're taking food off my table. Thanks for the question, Tracy. We have been the Bro Force Squad podcast for the mad scientist Brian Banner, our enforcer in the paint, Matt Geiger. I'm the mayor, Jeff Ornasek. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Bro4Squad. Subscribe to us on iTunes and YouTube, Bro Force Squad, 3 words. If you could leave us a 5-star iTunes review, we would really appreciate it. Check out everything that we do on our website and our squad blog, bro4squad.com. Thanks, and we'll catch you next time. Shanghai Nights. Why? Even Owen Wilson doesn't like that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not. Shanghai Noon is good.
You know that you thought it was Shanghai Noon.